It's now 7:20 in the morning. Myself and Sean are en route to Elphin in the northwest Highlands of Scotland. I've got the canoe strapped to the top of the car. The plan is to do a canoe, 7-kilometre canoe trip today, and then we're either going to climb Suilven for sunset or sunrise, and then the 7-kilometre canoe back to the car, back down the road. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this trip. I've seen loads of good photographs of this hill, pretty iconic location. I've never been here before. This is the furthest north I've ever been in Scotland. So yeah, really looking forward to it. I can't wait to get the camera out. It's looking promising for a nice sunset tomorrow morning. So fingers crossed. Anyway, we're going to go try and get a garage, get some diesel. We're about to run out here. Catch you in a bit. After 5.5 hours of travelling, we eventually arrived at Elphin. We got permission from a local farmer to leave our vehicle overnight on his land, which was very generous of him. And we quickly loaded the canoe, and before we knew it, we were out on the open water enjoying the surrounding scenery. Oh wow! Brilliant, eh? Yep. Well, that's us out in the open water. It is absolutely glorious out here. Perfect weather. No wind at all, just blue sky. A few clouds about, which are hopefully going to disappear later on. Doesn't get much better than this, to be honest. So we're going to head out, stop somewhere, get a bit of lunch. We've got a 7-kilometre paddle ahead of us. Probably done about a kilometre from the shore. I'll spin this camera around and show you where we're heading. That hill in the distance there is Suilven. We're going to climb that later on, or tomorrow morning. Absolutely stunning. Well, that's my tent up. What a view looking out there. Sean's tent is up also. What a location. What's that?
8.5 minutes to put that up.
Probably the perfect distance away so I don't hear any snoring during the night, like the last trip. Yeah, we're just getting our dinner for this evening. I've got some homemade chicken tikka, mushrooms, peppers, 2 ribeye steaks, 4 burgers, and some asparagus and some baby corn. Absolutely starving. And a bottle of the finest red wine to wash it down. Dinner is served.
Oh, absolutely delicious. Once again.
We climbed a small hill next to our camp hoping to get a spectacular sunset, but as you can see from the footage, it never really materialised. There wasn't enough cloud above the horizon to get that all epic, colourful sky. We flew the drone about, got some more aerial footage, and then decided just to wait until the stars came out. As we waited, Sean had brought along a few sparklers, so we had a bit of fun messing around in and out the water, taking some long exposure shots. Half an hour later, the sky was totally covered in stars. All the clouds had disappeared, which was perfect for some astro shots. This single image was actually 8 single images stuck together as a panoramic in post. It was shot with my 50mm f1.8 lens. This second image was actually a series of 98 individual shots, which were stitched together in post to create the star trails. This was shot using my 16 to 35mm f4 lens. There was so much detail in the night sky that night that we couldn't resist staying up to 2 AM shooting some astro shots. This obviously meant that our original plan of getting up at 4 AM and climbing Suilven was just a no-go. We decided before we went to bed that night that we would just enjoy a longer lie, set an alarm for 7:30 and get up and enjoy our breakfast. You're not going to believe this. Just about to get our breakfast on, we realised we forgot our eggs. And just from behind that hill there where the sun is, a lesser spotted Arctic gull just flew down and laid 6 eggs for us. Dates and everything stamped on them. Breakfast is served. Smells absolutely delicious. Looks delicious. A few peppers and mushrooms left over from last night, so they get cooked up as well. Brilliant. As I said, we enjoyed our breakfast, then get the camp stripped down and get back out on the open water. Now from this footage, the weather looks perfect. Blue skies, but as you can hear now, there was a ferocious wind picking up, which certainly didn't play in our favour, as you're about to find out. After canoeing about a kilometre or so along the loch, we realised we were in a bit of trouble. We were canoeing directly into a headwind, which the wind was getting stronger and stronger the further round the loch we got. We were getting bashed against cliffs to our left hand side. There was a lot of water coming inside the boat, and the boat actually nearly capsized a few times with the height of the waves, which was actually pretty scary. It's alright laughing at it now, but at the time we weren't laughing, especially carrying quite a lot of expensive camera equipment. We pushed and pulled the canoe for about a kilometre around the shoreline and eventually got to a bay out the road of the wind. We decided to get the drone out and send it up, just to check out the terrain ahead. As you can see from this footage, we still had a fair distance to travel, and you can also see how strong the wind was blowing the current right down the loch. That was the direction that we were paddling in. It was at this point the sensible decision was made to leave the canoe and anything that we couldn't carry. We packed our camera equipment and anything else that we thought was essential into our rucksacks and left everything else underneath the canoe. We packed it into dry bags, all our spare clothes, tents, life jackets, oars, anything that wasn't essential got left and stuffed underneath the canoe. And we set off on foot back to the car. The next 3.5 hours was a very long slog, to say the least. Up and over hills, round about crags, through peat bogs. It was very tough going over pathless terrain. Although we did have a laugh when we stopped for lunch and realised we only had 2 dry rolls and a bit of butter left, especially after we were boasting about the steak dinners and the luxurious breakfast we had earlier in the morning. That's the coastline I've just been following there. I'm out at that corner I've came, probably about another 2 miles from there to here. Oh. Nice one, Darrow. That's us. Back at where we launched the boat, just down there, yesterday. Oh. It's hard going, but at least it was sunny. Although it wasn't the ending we'd hoped for on this trip, it still turned out to be an epic adventure, certainly one we won't forget in a hurry. If we're going to take anything positive from it, we both knew at the back of our minds we were going to get another opportunity to come back to this awesome landscape to retrieve the canoe. Stay tuned for part 2, where we came back to retrieve the canoe, ended up chasing the weather right down the west coast of Scotland and camping at the Old Man of Storr on the Isle of Skye. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and once again, thanks for watching. Cheers.